Hi guys, and welcome to Shalom Aleichem. Today is a very exciting day because today marks the first day of OCD Awareness Week. So therefore, I will be making a video every day this week to celebrate, since I talk about OCD like all the time, all about OCD awareness. So yeah, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm next to this basket of stuff. And that is because I had this idea to make a video of things I would give to someone if they got diagnosed with OCD. Yeah, this is what I would give them, and I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to give them and why I would give it to them. The first thing I'd give them would be a reckless journal. So reckless journals are super fun. They're basically a journal that you wreck. You draw, you rip, you tear, you paint, you scratch, you do basically anything you can do to wreck it. And I would give this to someone with OCD because when you have OCD, you're like all about your rules and rituals and regulations. And a part of breaking free from OCD is breaking free of your rules. And reckless journals really promote that breaking free of rules and regulations that hold you back and helping you to live a fuller life. And that is very much explained in the warning that comes with this book that says, "Warning, during the process of this book you will get dirty. You may find yourself covered in paint or any other number of foreign substances. You will get wet. You may be asked to do things you question. You may grieve for the perfect state that you found this book in. You may begin to see creative destruction everywhere. You may begin to live more recklessly." And that's exactly what you need to do when you have OCD. You need to live more recklessly. So yeah, reckless journals are super fun for anyone, and I definitely recommend them for people who have OCD. The second thing I would give someone with OCD is something that I actually don't have, but I have a substitute for it, and that is something to promote the concept of riding the wave. And that is to ride the wave of anxiety. So when you have a wave, obviously it goes up and then it goes down. And that's exactly how anxiety is. When you have anxiety, it will go down eventually if you just ride it out. And that's like a phrase that is good to keep in your mind when you go through the hard parts of OCD recovery, because OCD recovery is super hard. And you just need to remember to ride that wave. So I don't have what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a little surfboard and I would give that to the person in the gift basket. But I don't have that. I got a sea turtle instead because sea turtles also ride waves. Maybe not as cool as a surfboard though. The next thing I would give a person with OCD is a plant. And not just a plant, but I'd give them seeds and soil and a pot. And this is actually leaking, so I should put it down before it leaks. I would give them a plant to plant or a seed to plant, because when you have OCD, a lot of times it's hard to get up and go, like get up and do things with your day. And I feel like having a plant or a pet would be a great way to give someone like a reason to live, you know, a reason to get up in the morning, a reason to get dressed, and a reason to do something. Also, it might help with contamination OCD. I did think of that aspect of it. The next thing I would give someone with OCD is a recovery tracker. A recovery tracker is a book that I made myself, but it's based off of actually a couple different things. What it is a boss book. Now, a boss book is something that I had when I was in an OCD treatment program that's basically just a little book, not unlike this. Well, you write down your compulsions in them and then you check mark each time you submit or resist to a compulsion. So as you can see here, I have a compulsion where I have to choose everything right. So I have a page here for choosing, and then I have the date, and then I have the resist, submit, and re-expose, and I write down when I resist, I put a little tally mark. When I submit, I put a little tally mark here. When I re-expose, I put a tally mark here. Basically, boss books are a way to track how you're doing in your recovery and track your compulsions and what you're resisting and what you're submitting to. The recovery tracker is more than a boss book. It's also a place to have our exposures. So we have in OCD treatment exposure report forms where we write down our exposures and we track our anxiety levels as we go along in the exposure. And I find it's very helpful to have boss book stuff and exposure book stuff in the same book together. And then I also have pages for hierarchies, so I can put down my exposure hierarchies. I also have a page for notes, so this is just like a mental health journal, so I can write down whatever I'm feeling. The fifth thing I would give someone who had OCD would be this OCD workbook that is absolutely amazing. This book holds like basically everything you would ever want or need to know about OCD. It has things on every type of OCD, and then it tells you step by step how to beat that. And it has stuff about like cognitive restructuring, different CBT techniques, and then of course ERP techniques. It's very helpful to just have this like therapeutic tool to go to whenever you're trying to like do something therapeutic, you don't really know what to do, just go in here, look in here and do some worksheets. This is by Bruce M. Hyman and Cherry Hedrick, and these two people made this book and it is wonderful. So check this out if you have OCD or know someone who has OCD and might be looking for help. maybe offer this to them as a gift. So the next thing I'd give them is kind of a fun thing. And it wouldn't necessarily be this, but I would give them a medium to create their OCD. Now, something that's really fun in OCD treatment, but it's not necessary, obviously, but it's really fun to just create your OCD. Like, what do you think it looks like? Is it a monster? Is it like a certain animal? Is it like some sort of animal hybrid? Like, what is your OCD? Is it just you with like evil red eyes or something like that? What is your OCD? What does it look like? And it's good for younger kids in OCD treatment because it helps them put like a face to the name, you know? For me, I chose to give myself this medium because I found it the other day at Barnes & Noble and it was like half price. And I was like, okay, I want to make a finger puppet. That sounds super fun. I saw they had these red ones and my OCD is a red thing, so I'm totally going to be using this to make my OCD into a finger puppet because that'll be super cute. And in an OCD treatment, in our art therapy groups, we would always like be making our OCD and stuff. Not every time, but sometimes. Too often, actually. They should probably think of some new things to do, but yeah. And there's one more thing at the bottom, and that is Captain America. It doesn't have to be Captain America, but it would be any superhero. I would give them a little superhero and remind them that they are a hero themselves. Heroes are people who face challenges in life, but they overcome them with extraordinary means, even though they're just ordinary people, well, sometimes. And I feel like superheroes are very inspiring in that they can overcome it and they can be that hero. And I believe that everyone out there with OCD can be their own hero too. They can help themselves and they can save themselves from OCD. I believe that superheroes have such like a good message to them that we can get through anything in our lives. So yeah, that's what I would put in an OCD gift basket. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you want, get some of the stuff I mentioned today. Also, feel free to make a video on what you would give to someone if they had OCD, or what you would give to someone if they had another mental illness. I'm thinking about making this into a series. Maybe I would do it for like all different illnesses. But yeah, I thought it was a cute little video, and this is what I would give to people who just got diagnosed with OCD. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!